Welcome to DayZ. This game is incredibly complex. After spawning in on the coast, it's easy to feel directionless. After all, there is no tutorial for the game, no hints or even guides. So today, I'm gonna take care of all of that for you. We're on official DayZ, showing you everything you will need to know to have a perfect run, from start to finish with no cuts, and my 7,000 hour nerd brain giving you every tip I could think of along the way. Enjoy. All right, so we're loading into official DayZ, and today I'm gonna give you everything you need to properly play this game. It's a very complex game, but we can break it down in one play session and give you literally everything you could possibly need to play the game. So the first thing that's gonna happen when you spawn in is you're gonna spawn in on a beach somewhere or relative to the beach. When you do this, you wanna identify where it is and attach yourself to a main road. Now, this main road goes parallel with the beach. That's exactly what we want. So I'm gonna pick a direction, left or right, we're gonna go right. And what we're looking for is we're looking for roads that lead deeper into the map. What that means is they're gonna be further away from the beach. So they're gonna be up there. And it looks like I actually see some houses now. I'm just gonna run straight to them. I'm gonna put my back to the ocean and I'm gonna run straight inland. Now, the idea with this is that if I spawn in and I loot all of the buildings right next to me, let's say I ran that way, all of those buildings are normally going to be looted by other players, so I'm going to find zero loot there. Whereas if I go deeper into the map, I'm going to slowly find more and more loot. Now, before we get started with actually looting through a town, we got to talk about our HUD. So in the bottom left, we have our stamina. It's telling me how loud I am next to my guy too. If I run really fast, see how I went to 3. And if I go really slow, it goes to 1. Not only does how fast you're running determine how loud you are, but also what you're running on and with what shoes. So I have some pretty gentle shoes here. They're not like heavy boots, so I don't make too much audio. On the bottom right, we have our HUD, our stats, right? In the left, we have hydration, followed by nutrition, followed by temperature, then blood and HP. If any of the 3 on the left, ignore that little water drop with the squiggly lines. That just means my clothes are wet. So if I highlight over my clothes, it says wet right here. I'm going to be coming at you with so much information right now, guys. Your mind's going to be like working overdrive. But I'm going to try and make it as fluid as possible. So we have our food and our hydration and our temperature. If any of those are going down in a bad way, if they get in dire situations, we're going to lose HP stat, the very right thing. If our HP goes all the way to 0 or our blood goes all the way to 0, we die. It's all over. So it's going to be really important, first off, that we're being smart about our time. We're in a sort of race versus the clock when we very first spawn in. We need to move now, and we need to move deeper into the map now. Alongside this, we will have like extra sort of statuses over here. This one is just letting me know I'm wet. There are a couple different ones, like I'm in pain or something like that. And it looks like we have found our first infected, okay? Now, whenever we find infected, what's going to determine whether or not they aggro on us is going to be their line of sight. So where their eyes are. If I run right in front of them, they're going to see me. Or if I'm being really loud, so if I'm running full sprint, they may hear me from really far away and aggro on me, like this. Now, when a zombie aggro's on you, you're going to want to hold right click and you're going to want to just walk backwards. This is going to allow you to block, and you could block infinite punches. Alongside this, if you hold right click and you tap left click, you'll punch. Now, what a lot of people do when they very first start playing the game is they just punch. They're like, I need to kill the zombie. I need to kill the zombie. In reality, what they need to do is they need to block and then punch, and then block and then punch, to minimize the damage that you're going to take. This isn't a game where spamming attacks is going to work in your favor. Alongside the normal punch, we can hold shift while we have right click and left click, and we'll do a staggering punch, and that's like a power punch. Let me drop it on the zombie really quick. I'm going to try and pull one out. So watch, I'm quiet, so the zombie's not aggroing on me. But if I start running over here, oh, he heard me. So now first things first, I'm going to hold right click and walk backwards. Hold S. And that's just blocking. Just blocking. Boom. Alongside this, if we hold control while we do this, I know that's a lot of buttons, but we could slow down the walk. See, I'm walking a little bit faster. And this will just allow us to control where the zombie is a little bit better and also get stamina back faster. But I'm going to wait till he's done punching, and then I'm going to punch him. Then I'm going to block again. Wait till he's done punching, I'm going to punch him. I'm going to block again. Just to make sure I'm safe. And now I'm going to hold shift and stagger him. I'm going to wait till he comes to me. Hold shift, stagger him. Oh, wait. We do not want to get hit by zombies at all. By infected. I'm going to call them zombies, but they are called infected in real life. I just call them zombies. Leave me alone. We don't want to get hit by infected at all, because there's always going to be more of them. But sometimes you are going to get hit, and that's perfectly fine. But we really want to minimize that. We don't want to panic spam buttons. We want to minimize that and try and block. Now, when I come across an infected or anything for that matter, and it has loot inside of it, it will have this little plus symbol next to it. Let me give you an example. My pants have nothing inside of it. There's no plus symbol. My shirt has stuff inside of it. There's a plus symbol, right? My shirt has these items right here. Now, if I want to put something on, if I want to put on the shirt, I could drag it and I could drop it on my character and that will equip it. Or I could just double click it. And if I don't have anything filling that slot, it'll put it on me. For example, I want this hat. I'm going to double click it. Boop, it put it on my head. Let's go inside. I'm going to show you how to deal with zombies in a more effective way personally. And something that you are going to practice over a long, long time playing this game. Once we get a zombie aggro, the most effective way to deal with zombies is to just lock them in locations. And what this means, normally what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do this with a big location. But you're going to want to have all your doors closed except for one. And what's going to happen... Oh, the infected ran onto the roof. Oh my god, I launched him on the roof. Well, I guess I'm not going to show you with this one. But what's going to happen is they're going to run around in a circle, and then you're going to close them in. And infected, they don't know how to do door handles. So if he was locked inside, he wouldn't be able to fit through this. He wouldn't be able to open this door. He would be mine forever. And I'll show you that plenty on this one. But now, as we're moving through the map, the main thing we're looking for in the beginning of our run is going to be, one, warmer clothes, especially when it's raining like this. We're going to be looking for a well, a watering spot. And alongside that, we're most importantly, we're looking for a blade, anything sharp, okay? Now we're going in here. It looks like I found some ammo and some nails. That's crazy. Nails are incredibly valuable in this game. Crazy that I found them when I'm trying to do a tutorial. Here we go. It's a beautiful day. Oh, looks like I'm sick. Oh no, you guys may deal with this, especially if you spawn in on a rainy day. So sickness, the cold that I have, influenza. Watch, right click, shift, left click, right click, shift, left click, right click, shift, left click. So I'm never giving him a chance to hit me back. Because he has a helmet, he's going to take extra shots too. I'm going to put on that beautiful vest just because I feel brave. Now, some of you guys may get sick on your journey, and don't worry too much. It's important that we do not panic when we get sick. Being sick is part of the game. It's going to happen from time to time. What determines your sickness is your immunity stat. The colder you are, the lower your immunity. The lower your food, the lower is your immunity. The lower your hydration, the lower your immunity. And as you see, we spawned in on a cold, rainy day, and we haven't digested any food. So we are not doing too good. We're a little bit sick. So we need to eat some food. I'm going to press tab to open my inventory. I'm going to put my apple in my hands right here. I'm going to drag and drop it into my hands. I could also just double click it if it's in my inventory. And then in the bottom left, I'm going to hold left click and it's going to eat the apple. Generally speaking, whenever we find food, we're going to want to eat it. It's important that we're digesting a lot of our food. There's a point when we don't want to eat anymore, and I will show you that a little bit later. But when we're walking around in the very beginning, we want to... we want to be focused on finding warmer clothes and food. Infected can also spawn loot when you kill them. It looks like I found a gun here. So if we look at any item in the world... By the way, if you don't have this HUD on your screen, you need to hold tilde, the tilde key. You could tap tilde and it will put up your hotbar too. I should probably show that. If I want to pick this thing up, I could just hold F and it will place it in my hands automatically. Now that I have this gun in my hands, in the bottom left, it's showing me the HUD and it's telling me I have 0 bullets in the chamber of the gun and I have 7 bullets in the magazine of the gun, as we could see listed right here. In order to put a bullet into the chamber of the gun, I have to tap R 1 time. Now I have 1 bullet in the chamber and 6 bullets in the magazine. I'll blast off with this thing in a little bit and show you guys how that works. What you want to do when you have a gun, first off, if you want to rotate something in your inventory because you want it to fit in a different way, you pick it up like this, and then you hold spacebar and tap it. Bam, 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 bam. I'm gonna put it like that. When we have a gun, we're generally gonna want to drag it onto our hotbar. How we do that is we just pick it up, we drop it on the hotbar. Now, if I press 2, that gun's gonna show up in my hands. So I see a bunch of infected here, and I'm not really in a great way, so I'm gonna crouch down. I'm gonna try and go quiet here. Try and not be seen by them at all. Boom, we got some warmer shoes. Oh, we got another pistol here. Now, when we want to shoot an infected, we're going to want to shoot them with only guns that are silenced. This gun right here, if you guys ever find this as a new player, grab this gun. It's the best gun for new players to learn the game. In order to aim, I'm going to hold right click, tap shift, and then I could just left click and shoot him. Or I can hold control and zoom in. But as you see in the bottom left, my stamina is slowly going to go down. Alongside this, if you hold right click and tap F, you could smack the infected. And I'll show you what that looks like right now. Ooh, looks like I got a blade, guys. So we're going to make this inventory fit a little better here. So this is the other way that you could deal with these guys. Right click, press F, boom. Now we shoot them. All right. So we got a blade now. I'm going to drag that onto my one slot. Whenever we have like a melee weapon of any sort, that is going to be way better than our fists. So we're not going to be wanting to use our fists all the time, okay? Now, as I'm moving inland, I'm trying to remember where the coast is. I think it's down there. I think I can actually see it right now. So I'm just going to try and keep that in my mind, where the coast is, and I'm going to try and get further and further away from the coast. We got a shirt here. Doesn't look like much. We're going to keep going here. I don't really have inventory space for this MK2 right now, so I'm just going to drop it. If I want to just drop something that's in my hands onto the ground, I could hold G. Or if I want to throw it, I could tap G and hold left click. Now I'm going to chuck that thing. Boop. There it goes. We got another sewing kit here, but we're looking for food and warm clothing. Food and warm clothing. Alongside the inventory that we have down here, which is going to grow with the more clothes that we get and the bigger backpacks and vests that we get and things like that, we also have our back slots. And this is where we could put large melee weapons or guns. And that's right back here. Right now I have a farming hoe on there. I'm going to take that off. Boop. Ooh, this looks like a supermarket. Maybe I'll find some food in here. Generally speaking, the locations that you're looting are going to give you the items that you're looking for. This is a food market, so I found some food here. And I just put it into my hands. I dragged it into my hands, and I held left click. Now I have some nails here. I'm going to hold left click, and I'm going to unpack them. And it's going, whenever we unpack something, it's always going to drop this little piece of paper. And this thing right here is actually really valuable. We're going to be able to start a fire with this. So I'm going to go into this. This looks like a military building. We have a military tent over here as well. See if we find anything good. Some keys. Nothing really too good. So we're just going to keep moving on. Something we can always do to help ourselves versus sickness is to make a fire. And in order to do that, you just have to find a house with a fireplace. And there are a variety of different fireplaces, 2 to be exact. And when we do find a fireplace, we're going to want to look at it with a piece of paper in our hand or some sticks. And we just press left click and we place it in there. So I'm looking at the fireplace, left click. That will give us the access to the inventory of the fireplace. Now, I could just start this fire because I have some matches here, but my matches are damp, so I'm not going to be able to use them, which is actually perfect. With a blade, when we're ready to make a fire, we're going to go over to a bush and a tree. Ooh, looks like I found a little food here. I'm going to drag that and put that in my inventory. We're going to go over to a bush here, and we are going to be looking for the option to get bark. dark bark. If I'm looking at something and it's giving me a scroll wheel, up and down arrow, we can scroll wheel and we'll find different crafting options or different like resource options, things like that. Now I'm going to get 2 bark here. There we go. I got 2 bark on the ground. I'm going to pick those up. Then I'm going to go over to a bush. And even if I don't have a hatchet, I could just do it with my hands. Gather long stick. I would hold left click. But if we have a blade, we're going to want to use the blade to do this. So I'm going to hold left click on a bush here. And boom, we got a long stick. I'm going to drag it onto my character and let go. And it's going to appear on my back slot here. So let's get back over to that fireplace that we just had. Oh, geez. There's all of a sudden zombies everywhere. What's going on? Oh, I found a warmer sweater. I'm going to drag this sweater onto my character and let go. And it's going to swap my clothes. Remember, our inventory is going to fall with it as well. So we got to remember to pick that up, okay? Now, oh, I should probably show that. Sorry. If things are on the ground and I just want to pick them up, I'm going to double click left click. If I want to drop these items, I'm going to hold control and I'm going to left click all of them. That is something that I think all players should know. It is the fastest way to sort of deal with our loot. So let's go back to that same house where we just had the fireplace. I just want to show you how inept these zombies are when it comes to doors. Watch this. All right, we're in here. He's out there. We're perfectly fine. All right, so we have paper in here. I'm going to drag the long stick on my blade, or I could do this with my hands as well. And then I'm going to hold left click, split in the bottom left. Now, we haven't found too much food, so... And we also haven't found a well yet, so I'm expecting to go red in one of those 2 pretty soon here. Now, I could either look at the fireplace and drop it in the fuel category, or I could look at the fireplace and attach it. But first, before we do that, we're going to do our first crafting. So with that dark bark that we got by scratching at the tree earlier, we're going to drag that onto our short stick, and we're going to combine. And we're not going to craft a fireplace. We're going to craft a hand drill kit. We have to get to it by scroll wheel. And we're going to hold left click. Now that we crafted that, we're going to go ahead and put our short sticks into the fire. We're going to take our hand drill kit into our hands. We're going to look at the fire and we're going to ignite, hold left click. And this is like Boy Scouts fire starter, right? You just take the stick and you... And boom, we got a fire. Okay, so you know, disinfectant spray is really good. Disinfectant spray, alcohol tincture, these are all really good things for you, but I don't think I need that right now. So I'm going to take this canned tuna in my hands, and it says left click to open, so I'm going to left click. A little trick, if your character is cold, you could put your food onto the cooking section of the fireplace, and you'll see it right there. And you wait till it gets warm, and then you eat it. And watch my temperature in the bottom right. Just warms us up a little bit. All right, there we go. My jacket is dry. I'm gonna dry out my cropping pants right now. I'm a sick boy. What I'm looking for here is I'm looking to warm my character out. So if you have clothes that are wet, for example, these are wet, I put them in my hands and I hold left click. This will just wring them out really quick. Normally, I wouldn't have to make that hand drill kit, but because my matches were actually damp, I couldn't use them to start the fire. This has an opportunity to dry them out though. There we go. There's wrung out as they possibly can be. I'm gonna put this in my hands. I'm gonna wring it out. Now, if we look in the bottom right hand corner, now we have another emblem next to our wet emblem. It's telling us that we're sick, showing us that we have a bug. So in order to solve that, the main thing that we're normally going to be looking for is an item called multivitamins. Multivitamins are the strong... Oh, my food's going to burn there. The strongest item in the game, no doubt, without question, and will cure almost every sickness that you're going to get in the game. Alongside this, tetracycline is the other really strong medicine. So if you ever see one of those two, which you're normally going to find in a medical location, right? When you do find those, make sure to grab them, okay? Here, I'm going to put this... I don't have enough inventory here. There we go. Make sure I got my matches. So when an item is red like this in the background, it says hot. You cannot consume it. If you do consume it, it's going to hurt you like this. See, it's going to stop you from eating it, and it's going to burn you a little bit. Now, if we look in the bottom right-hand corner, I have a little plus symbol. This is... First off, you could get up to 3 of those plus symbols, and that's really determined by how long you've been alive and how warm your character is, how comfortable your character is in the current situation. But what that does is it essentially gives you a little bit of a buffer versus the elements where you're not going to get sicker than you currently are. Kind of stops your progression in freezing to death. Now, I want these jeans right here. I'm going to drag and drop them on my character. Double click, double click. And it looks like I just saw a police station right here. Now, police stations in the early game when you very first start are the most important thing you will find because they are going to give you armor. Now, when you do find armor, normally they're on infected. So we're going to be finding like police station zombies. And those zombies will normally be wearing the vests, but it looks like we don't have any right now, which is very suspicious. But regardless, whenever we find a police station, we're going to want to go in there and we're going to want to be on our toes, making sure that we're clearing everything, making sure that we're safe, because people will hide in these very often and plant traps around corners, waiting for new players to try and progress, come here and get a vest. That is the main thing we're looking for, is a police vest. Hopefully I find one so you guys can see what they look like. Ooh, some handcuffs, kinky. All right, we're going forward. Alongside this, in tier 1 zones, we're gonna find maybe a Scorpion, maybe a CR pistol, or the 5.45 rifle. We're not going to find crazy things. Maybe even a shotgun will probably be the best thing we can find here. But it looks like I got screwed. There's no armor here. No police zombies outside. It's a tough world we live in. So instead of that, we're going to focus on food and water. Here we go. I'm eating my canned tuna all the way because now it's at the orange state. And it should give me a little warmth. Now, whenever we're next to a police station, a lot of the buildings, like sheds next to it, will also spawn police gear. So if you're ever next to a police station and there's like, for example, a shed here and a shed there, there's a good chance that these will have an opportunity to spawn police related items that will allow you to sort of protect yourself, like guns and armor and stuff like that. But we're just going to keep going forward here. Ooh, I like those pants. They're in better condition than mine. If we look at the pants, you can see medium insulation. Then we look over here, medium insulation as well. If these ones were damaged one more level, let's see if I can. I don't think I can. If they were damaged one more level, they would go down in insulation. And insulation is just how warm your character is, obviously. All right, we're going to keep trying to look through these for some food, most importantly. Oh, I got a backpack here. I'm going to drag that. And I got a belt too, which goes on this little slot here. And with those, I also found food. And what did I say earlier? Whenever we find food, we want to eat it. But this food is chilly. When we very first pick up food that's been kind of stagnant in the environment, it'll be cold. If I eat that food right now, my character's temperature will get a little bit colder. But thankfully, our body temperature will warm that up rather quickly. So we're just going to let our body temperature kind of warm that up. And now that it's not cold, I'm going to put it into my hands. I'm going to hold left click. Now, it's hard for me to walk through this area without, like, I know where everything is. I know this location really well. And you guys aren't going to know the location very well. But what's important is that this whole time, we have to be keeping in our mind where the coast is. And if you had to guess right now where the coast is, where would you guess? Well, I'm going to give you a huge hint and something you can use, especially when you're in the starting areas. The coast is normally going to be away from the mountains. So if we see like an elevated area, it's a safe bet that the coast is going to be the opposite direction. And in this case, that is 100% true. The coast is right down here. So it's really important that we're keeping that in our mind and we're trying to find sort of hints that help us kind of picture where the coast is. And we can use the mountains very often for that in the beginning. Oh, but it looks like I found a medical building over here. It would be fantastic if we were to find some multivitamin pills. So I like these shoes right here. And when I highlight them high insulation versus mine are low insulation, drag and drop. Now I got those shoes on. So like I said, the first stage of the game for us is going to be getting food, getting armor, and getting the ability to protect ourselves. I have 1.5 of those right now. I have, oh, he fell into the wall. And he has an item on him. Lame. I have the ability to protect myself, but I do not have the necessary food and water items that I need. And I'm also sick. So if we come into a medical station like this, we can find some medicine. I found some tetracycline here. Not only are we going to find medical loot inside of here, epinephrine pill, or injector, sorry. That's going to give us unlimited stamina for a short time. I abuse you. Something a lot of players will say is if you get overwhelmed by infected, to run on top of a car. And this is true. You could just jump up here. And if there's 100 infected around, they won't be able to touch you. It's kind of a dumb mechanic, honestly. The problem with this is that while you are up here, you are a sitting duck. You literally can't move. And although I could fight all these infected, and sure, they're not going to hit me, sometimes the infected aren't the biggest threat, and the big threat is actually the players that are around the area. And I'd recommend just getting comfortable with the infected. If you're ever overwhelmed, instead of going on a building, just go into a building and close the door and lay down. It's going to despawn or de-aggro the infected rather quickly, and you'll be able to move on without them bothering you. But most importantly, we want to learn how to navigate these guys. We want to learn how to block them, how to fight them, and how to just, in general, stay alive while they're trying to murder us. So I got no medicine so far, no multivitamins, but I'm going to keep looking. I'm not losing hope here. We are, after all, in a medical situation. And it looks like I got a couple more infected here. Oh, another one. So these are MBC infected, and they will come into play a little bit later. But right now, they're not too important to us. I'm going to check all these cars around the hospital as well. We got a kitchen timer in there. That's good for raiding. Oh, we got a morphine injector. I'm going to be high if I'm going to be sick. You know what I mean? Okay, okay. Don't see anything in there. Okay. I don't see much. Now, sometimes people will think, oh, I should go on high ground so I could get a better understanding of the area. And yeah, that sometimes is true. And for sure, in this situation, if you did take the high ground, you might find that there is a well nearby. Generally speaking, wells are hard to find. They aren't like just painted out for you. I'm just going to kind of walk around for a little bit. I'm going to try and see if you guys can spot the well. But generally, something that I find is that wells are located near a police station in the spawn towns or near like a hospital very often. Something like that, like relative to that area. So over there we had a police station. Over here we had a hospital. We're going to be looking for a well around this area. And we're also going to be keeping in mind, we want to go towards those mountains. We want to get deeper into the map. And as soon as we get like off the beaten path, which we will get in a second here. Oh, a little bit more food, but it's chilly, so I'm not going to eat it just yet. I'm going to let my body temperature warm it up a little bit. But remember, we're trying to get deeper into the map. Deeper. A denim jacket. It's important in the apocalypse to look good. You want to look exactly how you want to look. And I want to look like a Canadian construction worker. So here we are. Another important thing, I guess, if you hold C, you'll lay down prone. If you tap C, you'll crouch. When it comes to helmets, a lot of players early on in the game, they want to wear motorcycle helmets, and I get it. Like, you're trying to protect your head, and that's what you think's going to work. It is true. Helmets will protect you from a lot of small bullets and melee weapons and zombies. But they, generally speaking, aren't the end-all be-all. It's not like you having a helmet is going to stop a 5.56 from killing you. The reality of the situation is helmets really only come into play when it comes to protection at the higher tiers. So early on, don't wear a helmet. It muffles your speech. We found a well, guys. I knew where it was. It was hard for me not to find it. These things are going to be hard for you to find. As you find them, you're going to become more familiar with where they are on the map, and you're also going to fall in love. Whenever we find a water source, it is important that we fill our stomach. Now, sometimes we will find a water bottle or a canteen, or best of all, a cooking pot. And once we find that, we're pretty much going to be set on water the majority of the time. But the recipe still exists all the same. Whenever we find a water source, like a well, we are going to want to fill up until we cannot drink anymore. So something that I recommend is if you walk up to the well, it'll say F to drink, hold. You're just going to hold that until your stomach icon shows that you are full. And it's going to be there just in a second for you guys, right next to my influenza symbol down there. Now, right now, my character is rather sick. He's been sick for a while, and I haven't really done too much to help him. But I do have a plus symbol, and I'm about to be full on water. So my sickness may go away just naturally from my immunity stat being high enough right now. But we'll see. Maybe it will. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drink until my stomach icon pops up, and then I'm going to loot around these houses, and then I'm going to come back to this well. Because it is like massively important that when we do find that water source, that we use it to the maximum. I don't know, or you guys rather, won't know when you're going to find another one of these. So when you do find one, you need to drink until that icon pops up. And then I would recommend just coming around the area and looting up, maybe getting some more clothes or some more food items for yourself to sort of progress forward with. I'm just going to loot around. We got a little hoodie. I'm the Denim CEO construction worker. No one can stop me. Bam. Oh, water bottle. We're literally dominating the game. Now, whenever we find a water bottle or any water source, water bottle, canteen, cooking pot, glass bottle, we're going to want to put it into our hands. Now, if I have an item in my hands already, like, for example, I have this hatchet here, I could drag and combine if it was a crafting recipe, or if I want to change them, I could just swap. Now, if we look right underneath the water bottle, you'll see this little white line, this thin white line that turns into a gray line right about here. That is saying that I have water in this bottle. And if I were to drink this water right now, I would get sick. So instead, what I'm going to do... If I were to drink this water right now, I would get sick because all of the water that spawns in the world is nasty, cholera-infested water. So we're going to scroll wheel and we're going to empty. Then we're going to go back to our well here, which is right over yonder. And we're going to fill up this water bottle. And whenever we have a water bottle or a glass bottle, whatever it may be, it is going to hydrate us like 20 times faster than drinking with our hands. Watch this. My stomach icon's going to pop up right away. Keep in mind, I just filled it up a lot. But our goal is literally to fill up our water as much as possible right now. I recommend whenever that icon pops up, you stop right then, but it can be drinking on a lot more. Well, now that we've filled up on that, I have a full water bottle. I have some food. I have some medicine. I have a weapon. I'm going to go deeper into the map, and we're just going to run straight towards the mountains here. Generally speaking, what we are going to do... Ooh... Best insulation, if we look here. Best versus medium. I'm taking it. Dragging and dropping here. Double click, double click. Look at this ammo. So I already have this ammo down here. 76239. I'm going to drag it and I'm going to combine it. I'm going to drag it right on top. And they're going to become 7. Ooh, strawberry marmalade. Oh my goodness, I'm getting so much loot. So we're going to cure that sickness without... Ooh, we got some... pack of vegetables there. I'm going to cure the sickness without even binding medicine. Just to prove to you guys that the immunity stat is a real deal. So now that my water stat is white, I'm going to focus on my food stat. So I'm going to start eating these things. But I'm going to wait until that stomach icon disappears. Remember, we're running straight towards the mountains. What we are looking for as we run deeper into the map here is we're looking for a main road that goes away from the coast. Holding right click, holding shift, knock them out. So as we head this way, the coast is right down there. We're trying to head deeper in, and we're trying to find a main road. Look at that. There's a main road right there. That's heading away from the coast. Coast is right there. Main road goes right there, turns left, goes right there, goes right there. So we're headed straight towards that. The idea of finding a main road that heads deeper into the map is quite simple. If we find a road that's going into the map, generally speaking, that road probably goes all the way across the map. The likelihood that that road kind of like turns us back to the coast is pretty low. And if we do recognize that we are being turned like back towards where we started, we just want to identify that, stop, pop a UE, and head further into the map. Once we get 1 or 2 towns into the map, then we could start going any direction we want, and we're good to go. The idea with spawning in and not looting the first buildings is quite simple. I'm gonna eat this food while I talk to you guys. So I'm putting in my hands right here, holding left click, eating it up. The reason I'm heading deeper into the map is quite simple. When we spawn in, we spawn next to buildings that every other player who just spawned in is also spawning next to. Every time you spawn in, other players are spawning in around you all the time. And all those buildings that are within reach of that spawn that you just got are also going to be within reach of other players spawning. So in order to like nullify that and get ourselves fresh loot that hasn't been touched by other players, we put our back to the ocean, we run deeper into the map. I hate to sound redundant, but it is like the most crucial thing I could ever explain to you is just that. Now I no longer have the stomach icon down there. I'm just going to eat every piece of food that I have. I opened up my pajika and now I'm gobbling it like a turkey. So I'm just headed, I mean, I saw the road to my right, but I am just holding W. I'm not changing direction. If you want a free look, you can look around with Alt. I can hold Alt and it won't change my direction at all. If you want to lock that, you could double tap Alt and then you could walk with W and look around without, like I'm not holding on to Alt. Sometimes people panic, they get stuck in this and they're like, I can't look around, I can't move, Just double tap Alt again and it will reset to where you're normal. Alongside this, the same thing goes for control. You could hold control to walk slowly, or you could double tap control. And without having to hold it, you'll just permanently walk slowly. As soon as you sprint, it'll break it again. Oh, looks like I found a little house here. This is kind of where that road was headed to. Yep, that road seems to be heading deeper into the map. I think we're going to follow it. Ooh, so this is important. Fighting 2 zombies at once is difficult, but I just want to show you that blocking is like a cure-all for the Zeds. I mean, it would take them getting behind me, which they very easily can do if they overwhelm me on position, right? But when it comes to fighting 2 infected at once, it can be very difficult for a new player that is panicked, right? Look at, I got hit once. That could be very bad. I'm kind of wanting them to make me bleed right now, so I'm going to get hit a little more. Here we go. What we want to do is we just want to try and find a little moment in between where we can get a smack in. And we want to try and trace them and block to the best of our ability. I'm not going to get hit right now. I want to get hit later. So I want this backpack over mine. Mine is a 24 slot. This is a 25. I'm going to drag and drop on my character. Double click, double click, double click, double click, double click, double click, double click. Blah, 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 blah. So a lot of people will be like, what items should I be grabbing in the beginning? Everything. Everything until your inventory is full and you don't want to grab stuff anymore. And then start processing what you want and what you don't want, right? Here we go. I found a little house a little bit inland. Now that I'm away from the coast, ooh, medium insulation. I ain't worried about it. Ooh, a hunting knife too. Beautiful. Now that I'm a little bit away from the coast, we are probably going to start finding a lot more loot. It looks like this road is headed pretty much away from the coast, so I'm just going to follow this. Now, what I mean by follow this is understand where this road is and kind of be where it's going. What I don't mean is run straight on it like how I just was. What you should be doing is staying relative to it, maybe in a tree line connected, and observing where it is, right? We don't want to be running on the road because people are aiming and looking at the road. We don't want to do that. So I'm hearing a bunch of foxes and rabbits as well as I go into the map here. Those are a source of food that we could definitely get our hands on. Ooh, looks like we got a town over here. A big old town. Nice. So now that I'm pretty far away from the coast, a town like this is exactly what we want. We want a location that is separated by a bunch of land from a coastal town that we can go loot and hopefully get fresh loot at. Most importantly, what I'm looking for right here is a police station or some armor. That will come in a press vest, generally speaking, this early on, which you can find, but isn't 100%. Now, I still have my marmalade. I'm going to put this into my hands here and hold left click. We're just going to gobble this up. The main thing I think people struggle with in the beginning is the infected and starvation. And honestly, if you just... So I stopped because my emblem popped up. If you just get off the coast, if you run away from the coast, food will not be a problem for you. It's because people are fixated on the coast. Another thing I would like to say is if you see 2 items, generally speaking, inside of a house when you're starting, move past that house. Every second you spend in a house, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but I'm in and out of a house really fast. I know where the loot spawns. I'm kind of familiar with where I'm going to be looking and stuff like that. So it's not really fair to say that you need to take that little time as well. But in general, keep that in your mind. You need to be in and out of houses quickly. If you miss an item, that's okay. We're going to be looting another building really soon. If we're in a dire situation and we really need food and we're on blinking red food and we're dying from it, yeah, then maybe we need to really scavenge through every single crack and crevice of the location. But really, we need to be going fast more than we have to be going efficient. So I'm going to keep eating this strawberry marmalade. Boom, I ate it all. And it looks like we have hit our first inland town. At every town, no matter where it is on the map, at the entrance and the exit of the town off the main road, it's going to have a street sign. The street sign coming into the town is going to be like this, and the street sign coming out of the town is going to have like a red stripe through it, like that, letting you know that you're exiting the town versus entering the town over there. So this is Ayo Probaka, what I've always called it, but it is called Dubrovka. Now, when we're killing infected a little bit deeper in the map, something to think about is we don't want people knowing where we are or able to track us. So killing them under the cover of a... Oh, I killed her and she fell onto the roof. That's crazy. Killing them in a discreet location is really valuable to us. How discreet is this right here? Where is she? Where'd she go? How discreet is that, though? She's on the roof. Thank you, DayZ, for really sending my example. All right, so we got another one here. In general, I could try and avoid them. But as soon as we hear that scream, that means he's aggroed. We're just going to fight him then. Overwhelm him, baby. We had tuna on him. And some duct tape. Duct tape's really good in this. So I'm going to wait till this warms up, and then I'm going to eat it again. But if we look in the bottom right, I have all white stats. And now that I have all white stats, we can expect that my food is... my sickness is going to be leaving real soon. I'm not wet, so I'm not cold. And I have all white stats. We are looking good. So I just entered Dubrovka right there. Oh, it looks like there's a bunch of town down here. Now, in general... towns deeper into the map. I'm going to take my shirt off really quick. It's hot as hell in here. In general, towns deeper into the map have like, I'm going to say like a 38% chance of having a well in them. It's not every town has a well, but just about maybe every other town, every major town definitely has a well. And generally, they're going to be located somewhere in the heart of the town, whatever you take that as. So here we go. We just found a fresh town, fresh loot. The coast is still over that way, I remember. Down a little rivet there. But let's say you were like really worried about your sickness and you really hated it. We could make another fire here. And because my stats are pure white, that sickness would disappear really fast because of that. It would kind of like enhance the speed at which we recover from it. So I just found some matches. I can actually drag and drop matches on another pair of matches and it will combine them. Oh, someone was here. So paper never spawns inside of a piece of clothing. So someone ran through here recently. Now, whenever you find another player, it's important that we have the ability to talk. For those of you that can't talk, either you have a medical condition or you don't have a microphone, I would highly recommend getting used to the emotes. I have made friends with so many people by getting good with the emotes. It is insane. Like, if you just understand how to use these emotes to your advantage, you can really make beautiful things happen in the game. Even if you don't have a mic. There is a rule in DayZ, no mic, no life. But really, that's just a saying. Don't get intimidated by it if you don't have a mic or you can't afford a mic. It's still a beautiful game that you're going to enjoy. Maybe just get good with emotes. It could do a lot for you. So I hear somebody talking in here. I'm going to get to know her. Oh. So she has something in her inventory because she has that plus symbol. It's 6 rags. Boom. It's done. I'm going to go do some hunting here in a second. I'll show you guys how the fires work and such. But look at this. We found another well. So we're going to go ahead and drink until we can't drink anymore, remember? With our water bottle. And then we're going to loot that. Ooh, we're going to loot that right there. Then we're going to refill this bad boy. And then we'll probably come back and fill her up and drink again when we're done. So we're going to loot all those houses up there. And then we're going to head forward. So here we have a spring. And I guess, you know, I should probably teach you guys how to fish. Oh, look at that. Our sickness is gone. So just based on immunity stat, we didn't even have to make a fire there. Our sickness is completely gone and we are clear. Generally speaking, if you see this thing, by the way, too, there's a map accompanying it, but it doesn't look like there's one here. Oh my God, there's 3 infected right there. What the hell? We're gonna fight them one at a time here. One. I want that. So this is like a supermarket, but it can spawn like guns. It can spawn like hunting gear. It can spawn scopes. It can spawn flags, all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of infected here. I'm happy you guys just get to watch me kind of how I deal with them. Notice how I'm not letting them hit me. I'm trying my best to avoid it. Just block. If you're in a panic, block. Oh, we have one coming. Ooh! Blocked in time. Oh, beautiful. Okay. So, I do not want you guys sitting here comparing yourselves to that, like, zombie managing experience. Dealing with the infected is something that takes a long time, and I've been doing for years now over several different patches. So, it's going to be a little bit harder for you guys in the beginning. But here we go. My stomach is not full anymore. I'm going to drink this and I'm going to go loot those. I'm going to come back and we're going to drink again. And maybe we'll do some fishing if we could find an animal up there. Maybe we'll hunt down a fox or something like that and then we'll make fishing equipment out of it. It's hot as hell, guys. I don't know if it's hot where you are, but it's hot here and I'm still filming the content for you because I love it. Dude, are you for real? There's another? There were like 7 infected right there, dude. That's wild, brother. All right, we're just going to loot through these houses here. I think this is like the heart of Dubrovka when it comes to the loot side of it. But yeah, now what we're really looking for is, because we are deeper in the map, and because normally players, when they get this far into the map, or a little bit close to this far, they're going to have armor. We're looking for a stronger gun. Alongside that, obviously, we're looking for armor still, but A stronger gun is really what's going to matter right now. We need something that can penetrate the armor that we're going to be up against. So I found some gloves here, and I'm gonna wear these gloves. If you do find gloves in the game, incredibly important that you put them on. Alongside that, if you ever find rags, which you can get just in the world randomly, or if you find a piece of clothing, you can cut it up with your blade. So I'll demonstrate that with this maybe? No. I'll demonstrate that with, ooh, farming hoe is going to be really good if we're going to be fishing. Demonstrate that with the next shirt that I see. You can make gloves out of just straight rags. So here we go. I got tracksuit pants here. I'm going to craft rags if I look at it with the blade in my hand. And what that allows you to do is you can put the rags into your hand. And if you look, it says craft improvise hand wrappings. That's the one that you're going to want to do. I think it takes like 2 rags. If you don't see that, you need more rags in your stack. You could technically craft everything. You could cover every part of your body. There's something head wrapping, feet wrapping, face wrapping, eye patch, armband. There's so many different things that you can craft. And then you would just drag these and drop them onto your hand. And that's for something that I'm going to show you in a little bit here once I find an animal to chop up. Oh no, I'm infected. Control the infected. Be one with the infected. Block the infected. Dropkick the infected into a bar. Look at her. Don't you kind of feel bad for her now? The entire time you've been playing, you've been scared of this chick. Look at her now. Look at her now. Looking at the door, wondering what if? What if I have these opposable thumbs and I knew how to use them? What if? Oh my goodness. She's missing a thumb over there. Oh my goodness, I feel terrible for what I said. Oh my goodness, look at her thumb. That's why she can't open the doors. That makes sense. Okay, we're gonna keep going here. Oh, a cowboy hat. You know I gotta look good. Ooh, 2 cowboy hats. You know I gotta look super good. Okay, here we go. We found another pistol here. I'm gonna drag this one and drop it right here. Looks like this one has a suppressor too, so I'm gonna put it into my 2 slot, and I'm actually gonna get rid of this other one. If we look over this gun, it shows damage too. Now, this part is, there's a lot to take in when it comes to guns, but the condition of the magazine and the gun itself determine how often it jams. So this gun, for example, has a worn magazine and it is a damaged gun. It's not going to jam that often. This one has a worn magazine, damaged gun. It's not going to jam that often. But I like this one more. This is a gun that I like way more than this one. And it has a suppressor on it. So I'm going to get rid of this one here. And now that it has 1 bullet in the chamber, I'm going to tap R, empty that bullet out of the chamber. That is normally going to go in my inventory right here. I'm going to take that old magazine and put it in my hands. Now I'm going to hold left click. That's going to empty all the bullets. Then we're going to drag that magazine on the ground. I'm going to put the other gun in my hands. I'm going to take the magazine out. It turns out I already have another magazine for this as well. So I'm just going to fill up my other magazine. 1. And sorry. How I fill it up is once I have the mag in my hand and the bullet in my inventory, I could drag it and drop it and then load magazine by holding left click, or I could just hold R. And boom. I'm going to press the hotbar, get this pistol back in my hand. I could either hold R and it will reload it, or I could always drag my magazine and drop it on the magazine slot to reload. And now I have a suppressed pistol. Not too bad, not too shabby. It's a much better pistol. It holds 15 bullets and it can have a suppressor on it. And I love it very much. It's one of my favorite pistols. So let's go. Big plays. Bam, bam. Something that a lot of new players do when they very first start is they tap right click to aim down sight. This is not good. This is going to get you killed a lot. You need to get used to holding right click and then pressing shift. It's way more manageable. And once you let go of right click, so when you're doing this, once I let go of right click, it stops my aiming. When you let go of right click with this one, it's on all the time and it gets you stuck, gets you killed. Don't do it. It's not good. So when we have a suppressor on a pistol, if I shoot one pistol round like this, nobody is going to hear that. None of the infected around. But even though I have a suppressor, if I shoot two pistol shots in a row, like this, they're gonna aggro. You see how he just woke up a little bit? He went, eh. He's aggroing towards the bullet impacts. But when I hit 2 shots back to back like that, there's a good chance that I'm gonna get an aggro on me. So I'm back at the well. Even though my water is completely full, I'm gonna drink. Oh, 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 oh! You bastard. I'm trying to get someone to make me bleed, but no one's made me bleed yet. Eventually. There's no way I go this entire run without bleeding. Just in case I go the entire run without bleeding at all one time, if you do end up bleeding, you just put your bandage in your hand and you hold left click. You need to make sure your bandage is disinfected. See how it says disinfected? Notice how these rags don't say disinfected? If I were to bandage with one of these rags, it would get me sick. There's like a probability, a chance that it would get me sick. I could purify those rags, like disinfect them with disinfectant spray, alcohol tincture, or iodine tincture, which we'll come across here and I'll show you. So even though my water is full, I'm going to drink until I can't drink anymore. I don't know when I'm going to find another well. And boom. Let's go find an animal and let's try and shoot them, hunt them, cut them up, use their bones for hooks, and go fishing right here on this stream. So we're looking for a rabbit, we're looking for a fox, we're looking for a chicken. Any of those will do right now. We're on official DayZ too, so no one can say the content's scripted. I bet you anything I find one of those 3. It has been crazy for me. Earlier on my run on my stream, I was like, yeah, I've never even seen a bear or something like that. And then a bear popped up 5 feet in front of us. So you never know what you're going to get. Ask and receive. Boom. So I got these bullets already, so I'm going to drag them and drop them. I'm going to double click this and it's going to cover my face. Shemag, baby. Let's go. Shmegalodon. And I'm just heading deeper into the map. I remember where the coast is. It's somewhere down that way. So I'm going to follow this road because it looks like it's going deeper. I want to go deeper. Come on, baby. Give me... For those of you that don't know, I'm just going to put a bunch of panic in all you new players. That cheeseburger bird that just sounded off a second ago, a lot of people think that that means players are nearby. There's no evidence for this at all, and it may just be an old wives' tale. I'm willing to bet it is. But just so you know, a lot of people think that. It's like a sort of a veteran thing, a thing veterans think in DayZ. But I saw that road. It turned to the right here, and it turned this way. I'm going to keep heading this way just in case it does go deeper into the map. But I'm not going to run on the road because we already looted through all this, and I don't want to fight all those infected again. And I'm just going to kind of stay connected to it here. Looks like it's heading this way. I don't know if it's right there, but I know it's to the left of this, so we'll see as soon as we clear this water balloon here. I don't know what this is, actually. That could not be a water balloon. I don't know what that is. A lot of people will tell you not to sprint. And it is true. When you sprint, you lose a lot of your food stat faster. I wouldn't say a lot. You lose food faster than if you're jogging. But my philosophy has always been, get me to the loot. Get me loot now. I want more loot. Yep, there's the road. It headed inland. And it looks like there's a little military camp there. Now, this is just a word of it. Oh. What did I say we were going to do? We found a fox. Oh, I missed the fox. Oh my God, no way. Oh, no way. Oh, no way. I gotta let him go. I gotta let him go. I gotta let him go. I can't believe that happened. It's a goddamn suppressor. I'm sorry, fox. Wonder if I hit him. He's probably pissed. I will get that fox, I promise, guys. But generally speaking, when we find a military in the very beginning of the game, it's not going to be as valuable loot as later on when we find it. There we go. So I killed the fox. You guys heard it. I feel like a war crime has just been committed. I'm going to put a knife into my hands, and I'm going to walk over to the fox, and I'm going to skin and quarter the fox. Now, I'm going to take my gloves off because some of you guys may not have gloves when you do this. and your hands may end up bloody just like this. So I'm skinning quartering the fox. Boom. And now I got bloody hands. So when you get bloody hands, it's very important that you make hand rags or you find gloves. Alongside this, ooh, let's grab all this food really quick. Bam, 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 bam. Alongside this, you could just make, oh, sorry, I already said that. My bad. My brain's kind of melting right now. Alongside this, you can also just wash your hands off with a water bottle or a water source. So if you look in the bottom left, it says wash hands. Do not make the mistake of accidentally drinking. Because if you were to drink with bloody hands, you would get sick and you would probably die. So let's make sure that we're washing our hands. Boom. And now I got these clean paws. We're going to put the gloves on. Put this in our inventory. And now that I got the bones, I got steaks, I'm going to go back over to where that stream was. I'm going to show you guys how to fish. I'm going to show you guys how to cook. I'm going to show you guys how to live. Is there another stream by Gorka? Yeah, there is. I'll just go this way. We'll do it over here. But I will show you guys how to fish. I will show you guys how to live. You know what? We're actually going to visit a gravesite of a homie. I know where we're going to go right now. So normally, what I would recommend for you guys is to stay connected to this road. So it looks like that level 1 military, tier 1 military that's pretty close to the coast right there isn't going to give us much loot, but it looks like the road keeps coming up here. I shouldn't get off track. I want to show you guys Tyler's gravesite. And I think I will still, hopefully, but we'll see how it goes. So here we go. We got the road. We're going to follow this road here. Remember, I'm not going to go on the road. I'm going to stay connected to the road here. But it feels like I just made like an S, like a big turn back towards the coast. So I'm actually going to cut through this and see if there's a road that goes this way. I know this way is further into the map here. Oops, sorry. I still see that main road there, so I can always double back if necessary. Oh, we got some buildings here. And it looks like a road. Boom. And that road heads up into the map. Who would have guessed? I know exactly where we're at, but I'm trying to act as if I didn't for you guys. But here, we found a main road that goes deeper into the map here. And we're going to want to take this. I am going to make a quick detour stop, though, right over this way. And we're going to learn how to fish. We're going to learn how to cook our food. And we're also going to learn something about DayZ that kind of makes it special beyond just a normal everyday game that we play, like Street Fighter or something like that. But yeah, we found this location where we could go deeper into the map, and we're definitely going to come right back to that right after we fish here. But we got a town, and this town is very separated. Like, oh, it's very separated from the coast. So when we loot this one, I expect if there is a police station there, which there is, newsflash, I bet you anything, we're going to find a police vest there. All right, so when a server disconnects, you can just wait on this home screen and click play. It'll keep telling you connection failed, connection failed. When it says already connecting to the server, please wait. You don't have to click anything. You can just wait right there. Server restarts happen in order to assure that the server keeps running smoothly and so that there are no problems with performance and things like that. They delete some of the items that have been stagnant for a long time, and it also just moves the game forward. So, should we go to Gorka first? Yeah, I'm gonna go to Gorka first, and then we're gonna go down and fish. So, I don't want to break off too much, but the house is just right over that hill right there. It's like a memorial house. Essentially, I was playing one day, and I ran across this guy. We ran inland. He was like, I want to kill people. We found these guys at this house. He went in there. He tried to kill them. And then I talked with the guys, and they told me that they were there because their brother just passed away. And the DayZ devs put a memorial site over there for him. But first, we're going to go over here. We're going to get this armor. And then we'll go down there. You know what? No, we're going to do it first. Let's go. It looks like I'm in need of food, and I got some food on me. I'm yellow food now. I'm just going to open this tuna can. I'm going to gobble it up. Yeah, so this town is Gorka right here. And I actually found these dudes right over this hill here. I wasn't gonna, but I think it's a really cool thing that will make you guys kind of just off the bat, if you're new to the game, really appreciate the game. I actually have the video. It's called Why DayZ is the best game or something like that. I don't know what it's called actually. But I'll link it in the description down below. Boom, it's that house right there. And yeah, I have an area in the Discord where you could post a picture of leaving something at this memorial. His brother, his sister, all of his best friends have been into the Discord and they've looked at it and they've like said thank you. So if you're ever over here by Gorka, you can just run down to this house. And what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna learn how to fish. So double good. Oh, I don't have a rope. Oh no. I forgot about a rope. I left the rags behind. Oh, no. Maybe I'll have to run back up and then come back down. Maybe one of these guys, in a miracle, in a perfectly scripted miracle, one of these boys is going to have rope in their inventory. Come on, baby. One could pray. They could have anything in their inventory. The chance of rope is like 1 in a million. We're gonna hold right click, shift left click, boom. Come on. Come on, baby. Yeah, well, let me show you guys this memorial really quick. We can go fish somewhere else later. I really wanted to do it here. Oh, I'm bleeding, yes! We asked for it. So now I got my bandage in my hand. It says treat my wound. I gotta make sure the bandage is disinfected. It is. I'm gonna hold left click. Boom. If I let that bleed go on too long, there's a chance that I will end up with a blood infection. And what that does is essentially I need tetracycline and multivitamins and I will cure it. Otherwise it will progress and it will eventually end up killing me. So it's a pretty brutal thing. Yeah, let me show you guys the little spot, little memorial spot right in here. So they left this little cross here for him. So if you guys ever come by here, leave him a brewski. That's a beer right there. Left him a beer. Take a picture, post it in the Discord. Okay, now let's get back to Gorka here. Bam, bam, bam. If you ever get rid of your HUD, remember tilde, you could get it back. I'm gonna head into Gorka, and our main goal is to find armor. As I move past Gorka, which I know this town is Gorka because I'm familiar with the map, obviously, but you guys probably won't be as familiar. As we move past Gorka, we're kind of moving into a higher tier. So it almost becomes where in that first area I said never to go to the military. It's almost, I mean, I'm not going to say it's always a waste. If you don't have a gun, the tier 1 militaries can be fruitful for you. You can find a 1911, a UMP, something like that. But in general, they're going to be quite difficult to navigate as far as infected go. And alongside that, they're not going to find any guns that you're not going to find somewhere else as well. But as we move into tier 2, kind of deeper into the map, after we've been playing for maybe roughly an hour or so, we're going to come across a lot heavier, stronger equipment in those military zones. Another important note is the infected you fight are going to give loot relative to the type of infected they are. What I mean by that is there are police zombies, there are civilian zombies, there are industrial zombies, which would be like at an industrial mill. There are military zombies. There are also screamers, which are zombies that are normally in the police area or a military area that have a hat on. And they look like a captain's hat. And when they scream at you, they aggro all the other zombies in the area onto your position. If that ever happens, what I recommend is just going into a building, closing all the doors, and you'd be good. But for example, that's like an industrial area. That's an industrial zombie. So that zombie would give me industrial loot, right? Now, as I move into the town here, generally speaking, we don't want to just walk down the main road of the town. I do see that the police station is right here, and that is where we want to go. So we are going to head that direction, but I'm not going to go right down the main strip of the road. Ooh, another magazine for my gun. I'm going to try and stay as discreet as possible here. What? How did I get... What? Well, here you guys go. If you want to use this as a trap or you're ever being chased, just jump up in the street. Let's see what we can do here. Wait. How high can I get? Can I get on this one? Oh my goodness, no way. No way. Well, here you guys go. We're in Gorka. You could use this tree if you want to just jump over this. Okay. But now that we're in deeper in the map, we got to be that much more cautious. Now what we're looking for here is, that's a police zombie, but it doesn't have a vest on it. That's not what we're looking for. Oh, can't lie under that one. But that is what we're looking for. We're looking for an infected that looks like a police officer. If you want to lean when you're holding right click, press Q or E, and it will lean you left and right. Oh, we got shotguns. So we got a bigger gun now. I'm going to drag and drop this onto my back here. I don't have any shotgun ammo. I'm going to put it in my hands. Yeah, 0 of 0. So we can't use that one just yet. Someone was recently here. That does not spawn here. Alright, and we're going to go right upstairs here. Do through this. Hopefully I find armor. I mean, good God almighty. If I don't find armor, something's wrong in the world. Something just ain't right. We got a rack magazine in there. This is a new gun. This is the hat that the screamer zombie that will aggro everyone on you will be wearing. This is a really popular town, so I'm just trying to move through this rather quickly. It doesn't look like we have any police vests. We can sometimes check the roof, but I seldom have luck up there. I'm just going to move on. I'm going to look for police zombies in the area. I see one there, but he doesn't have a vest, and he does have, as you can see, a captain's hat on. So if he aggroes on me, all the other infected are going to aggro on me too. I won't check this shit. Another rack magazine here. I'm going to take it. Bip. So if I shoot him before he screams, I won't get aggroed on. A word of advice, if you're shooting a suppressed gun, you need to be quick. Just because it's suppressed doesn't mean you're silent. Like if someone was in the town, they know I'm here right now. They're not like, oh, I wonder if there's bad guys afoot. They know. They know. It's not completely silent, it's just suppressed. Shotgun ammo right here. Boom. Now we are in business. I'm gonna close this. I have the ammo box in my hand. I'm gonna hold left click. We're gonna put those rifled slugs into our inventory. And now I'm gonna have the shotgun on the hotbar. I'm gonna hold 2, and I'm gonna hold R to reload it. Now, this shotgun is a little bit harder than other shotguns because every time after I shoot, I'm gonna have to press R to put a bullet back into the chamber. And there are a couple different guns like this. The repeater and this one. And a lot of sniper rifles that we're going to come across as well are going to have this sort of chambering effect where we have to put another bullet into the chamber. Oh, I found another water source, but I'm actually full white water. And I'm feeling good about that. I am actually going to walk straight past all this. I have all this food ready. The only thing I need now is to cut up some clothes or to find a rope. The reason I say cut up some clothes is because if you get 6 rope and 6 rope, you can make yourself, 6 rags and 6 rags, you can make yourself a rope. I'm just going to try and find some clothes here. Because I want to show you guys how to fish. How to fish. Teach a man how to loot, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man how to fish, he will never struggle again. Truer words have never been spoken, guys. I promise. It is the most broken thing in DayZ when it comes to food. Alright, so I'm going to get rid of the hatchet because I got this hunting knife and I'm kind of digging on it if I'm being honest. That's the IJ mag. I'm going to keep the hatchet in my hand though. For now, I'm going to go to war with it with any infected that come around the area. Cut up everything I see. Another shirt here. We're going to craft that into rags as well. more rags. Boom. We have 7. We need 12. Let's keep going here. We could also just find rope on our way if the gods look. Someone's been here. I'm telling you guys. They dropped that ammo right there. So we're on someone's tail here. Oh, here we go. That's going to be enough. Ooh. 22 rounds. Baby. Let's go. So we're going to have enough now. We're going to be able to go fishing. Is that an... Yeah, we're 1 short. Brutal. Brutal. We'll find something over here. The gods will it. The gods will it. Oh, we got a compass here. We could drag that. Our backpack has a couple slots here. We could actually... I don't know why I didn't think that. We could put... I could put my hatchet on my backpack slot. Let me show you guys that really quick. So our backpack has these extra slots here. This could be a compass or a radio. These ones, so I got my compass there. We also could put a lot of like middle-sized melee weapons on here. So I can put my hatchet on there. I'll probably use that as my melee for now. Pliers! Ah. Always with the pliers, huh? Pliers are really valuable, guys. If you ever find them, use them. Grab them. All right, here we go. 6 and 6. I have 6 rags here and 6 rags here. As you can see, I'm gonna drag them and combine. And there we go, we got a rope. It's important when we do stuff, we always keep in mind where the windows are. Honestly, I shouldn't be doing this in here. I should be thinking, if I was a player, I could probably shoot me right now. And I should be moving into here. This would be way safer and smarter for me to do that at. But there we go. We got ourselves a rope, so now we are going to head down to that pond. I think it's over this side. Or stream, sorry. And we're gonna go fishing. Now, there are so many different ways we can fish. What I mean is like combination of things that we need in order to fish. We need a lure. So that's a hook, right? And we need bait. And bait is always worms. We get those with any blade or digging item. Like for example, I have this farming hoe right here. And you're gonna see, I'm gonna show you the comparison. You could fish really fast with a shovel or a farming hoe, anything like that. But a blade, it does take a little bit longer. So I'm just going down here where I know there is a stream, just so I could teach you guys. And from here, I'm just gonna head deeper into the map. I mean, I'm not positive exactly where I'm at, but I know that there's a stream down this way somewhere. And I'm just gonna run deeper that way. And we're gonna figure it out together. I know the coast is somewhere over that mountain. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, what is that? Is that a stream? I believe so. We did it. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so right up there we see a hunting stand. As we get through the map, those things are going to have a lot of good loot on them. Very valuable stuff. The only thing is you're quite vulnerable when you do climb up them. So if you think players are in the area, maybe not the best time to go and climb them and try and loot them. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go to any bush I can find, and I'm going to... I don't want firewood. I want long stick. Boom. Long stick. I'm going to gather that. Now that I got the long stick, I'm going to put it into my hands. I thought I heard someone. Am I tripping? Dude, I thought I heard somebody. That's quite terrifying if I'm being honest. Okay. Now we're going to put the... Sorry, guys. We're going to put the long stick in our hands. See, it never ends for any of us. And we're going to drag the rope onto the long stick. Craft improvised fishing rod. We're going to hold left click here. And boom, there we have it. Now we're going to go to our bones. You could also do this with short sticks. So here. Oh. Why you gotta do it like that, bro? So if I have short sticks, I can also make hooks. So you actually don't even need bones in order to do this. You could just do this with short sticks. I'm gonna show you that right now. So here we go. I have the bones. I'm gonna use a knife. I'm gonna craft improvised hook. You could also find hooks on fishing boats, or you could find, the best of all is the lure, because you don't need to have bait for it. But there we go. I have a bone fishing hook. Okay. Alongside this, we can use the sticks, put our knife on it, craft improvised hook. And this will give us a wooden hook. Now, these improvised hooks aren't going to give us as good of a yield on the fish as a real hook is going to, but they are still going to give us plenty of fish to go around. So here we go. We got our bone fishing hook. We got our wooden fishing hook right there. Now I'm going to first get a worm with my knife just to show you how long it takes. Okay, one worm. I got to go around that whole circle right there to get one worm. Okay, I'm digging. I can't help myself. I feel like a child all over again playing with the earthworms. Can't help myself. Boom, I got one worm right there. Now, if I dig with a digging utensil, it's going to take the same amount of time, but the yield is going to be 4 to 5 times as good. So one, it's going to break your knife really fast, and it's going to give you way less. So here we go. We got a bunch of worms. Wow. We combine them. Boom. 7 worms. That's more than enough worms to go around. So now we get our fishing rod in our hands. I'm going to use the bone hook because it's going to be better than the wooden hook. I'm going to combine right down here. I'm going to drag the bait. Someone's over there. And I'm going to look at the water. I'm going to start fishing. Now, all I'm waiting for here is for there to be a splash in the water. When that splash comes, I'm going to let go of left click. Until I hear that splash, I'm not going to let go of left click. Things that can happen is if I press tab too soon after I catch the fish, it will not spawn underneath my feet. So I'm just going to wait. There'll be a little splash, probably in like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hyped myself up. Sorry about that. Come on, baby. Come on now. It's fishing season. I just heard shots behind me. I'm going to have a panic attack. I'm going to go up this stream. Because this stream is probably going away from the ocean. Probably going towards the mountains. I'm going to go up this stream. That's what I'm going to do. Boom. Boom. I got a little carpe diem right here. Look at that guy. I can put him in my hands. I can hang out with him. He could just be my homie. He could just hang out in my pocket. Never decay, ever. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to drag a knife onto him. Gut and prepare. In a river or a pond or a stream, you're going to find carps and carps alone. In the ocean, you have an opportunity to find a couple different fish. Now, I could sit here and fish all day, and honestly, if I caught probably 2 or 3 more carps, I probably wouldn't have to worry about food for, I'd say, an hour and a half, 2 hours. But just for the sake of time, I'm just going to leave that there. You guys know you can do that. It's something that you can use now, and you can use hopefully to great success, because it's a life hack, if I'm being honest. They nerfed it recently, but they didn't nerf it enough, let me tell you. I'm going to refill my water 1 second, guys. I care about you so much. Hydrate, stretch while you play DayZ, or else you're going to slowly become decrepit like me, and it's going to be terrible for you. All right, so we followed the stream. It looks like it keeps going inland. Got a little green mustache ass over here as well. It's a famous spot, actually. Ooh, whoops, am I gonna? We're going to follow this road just because I think this heads the same way the stream is. It's heading a little bit inland. We're gonna go up, deeper into the map. Nice little house here. A long time ago, this was one of my really good friends, like, building where he always did community meetups. He's one of the first creators that I watched personally. Little jacket, little this, little that. Oh, it looks like a perfect location to cook all this food. I was like, what am I going to do next? Oh, that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, so let's cut down a little firewood here. And I'm going to teach you guys about food. About cooking food, rather. Okay, so whenever, or as I said earlier, whenever we have a box of ammo, we could open it and it will give us a piece of paper. That goes for pretty much anything that we have to open. We could drag that paper right there. Even these seeds. We unpack these seeds. Blah, we got a little piece of paper, see? I'm not going to worry about seeds today. That's kind of for another day mission, but here we go. We have firewood. We have paper. Thought I heard someone again, dude. I am tripping. We're going to go ahead and ignite that. And now, when we are cooking food, how we're going to want to cook it is we're going to want to use the cooking section the most. So this is the most important. And what I like to do is I like to like rotate it. Think of it moving down to the left always. So I'm going to fill up all these slots here. I'm going to even put the bones in here. I don't want them anymore. And the difference is if I cook things. So if I cook things in this region right here on the stove top, it's going to retain a lot of the food, the nutrient, and a little bit of the water. If I smoke it up here, it's going to last longer, so it's not going to spoil in my inventory as quickly, but it's going to take out all of the water and take out a little bit of food stack. So generally speaking, cooking is the way that you're going to want to do it, not smoking. It's going to give you the most nutrients down here. Although if you have 100 steaks, and you're going to be holding on to them for a really long time, smoking them all up here is perfectly viable, especially if you have a reliable water source nearby. But watch, these are going to finish first. I'm going to take them off, and I'm going to move these ones down. And then move these ones to the left. And normally what would happen is I would have like another one to put up there, right? And I would put another one on there. And now put another one on there. And because these ones have been on there longer, they were already preparing in the smoking section. These would finish, I would move them up, and I would move these down, move these over, if that makes sense. Keeping it moving down to the left, down to the left, down to the left, every time I make space. It's just, it's the most effective, efficient, time-saving way that I have found to operate food. Pretty much, watch, done, this one's gonna finish, boom, boom, and I move them. I can cook, especially if you have a cooking pot, you could just put it here, and if you don't have any water on it, you could cook all of them like this, grilled really fast. If you do have water in it, it'll leave a lot of water in the it'll leave a lot of water in the food, but it will take out a bunch of the food stack. I'll actually post Asmondian's graph right now. Boom, Asmondian. This guy killed it. This guy does the best. If you need this, look on Wobo. Wobo, I'll link him down below as well. A great utility for graphs and other things that will help you understand the game better. So boom, we've cooked everything. We're going to get out of there. I do feel like I'm hearing someone with me, so I'm going to actually move kind of quick here. So I don't know which way is which anymore, but I know that stream was headed this way. So I'm just going to keep going the direction that I believe is deeper into the map. Now, I will say I am failing. This run is not going great. And the reason why it's not going great is I am missing literally the most important thing that I can possibly have, and that is armor. I am essentially a walking loot package right now. Yeah, I look nice. I look swagged out beyond belief. I know what I look like. But in reality, I'm just one bullet away from giving all of this loot to a complete stranger that didn't want to say, yo, what's up, dude? Are you cool? So what I need to get right now is armor. And how I'm going to find that is one of two things. I'm either going to get to a tier 3 military, I'm going to find a plate carrier, which is the daddy of all armor, or I'm going to find a police station here in front of me, and I'm going to find a police vest. The only other option I have is RNG, and that is to get a press vest, and that could spawn, I'm not going to say anywhere, but almost anywhere on the map. They just randomly spawn across the map, and if you do find a press vest, know that that is really good. That's a super strong item that even some of the most experienced DayZ players prefer to a plate carrier because of the lack of mobility a plate carrier provides. But it provides the exact same protection essentially as the police vest. It just allows for inventory slots at the same time. So here we go. A lot of our food's warming up right now. Because I'm yellow food, I'm just going to eat all this food. Oh, it looks like I found a main road and I found a landmark there. If you were one of those people that is using iSurvive, which is a website that provides a map for you, or any other website map, you could probably use that giant radar tower right there as a signifier as to where you are. But I'm just going to keep on the same pathway. I'm not switching. I'm headed towards the moon and the sun. We're having a solar eclipse right now, and I'm here for it. Something that happens with a lot of DayZ players that struggle with navigation and things like that is when they get moving through an area like this, they turn too much. And they end up turning and going away from their original destination, right? Which we can actually see right down there. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Oh, I wish I grabbed that. Right down there is the house that we were at with Tyler's memorial. Something you can do to prevent all of that, like changing direction. When you do get into the woods, as I said earlier, double click Alt. That'll lock your head so that you can move any way you want and look where you want and not change the direction that you're heading. Just a quick tip for you. I'm headed towards the sun, baby. I don't know what waits, but I'm gonna find out. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Little sickle. Little Hades sickle. What the hell? Where is it? Oh, okay, I see. But you guys want to see, you guys would have no idea. So I'm headed towards the sun still. Solar eclipse. Berserk. You're never going to know. The God Hand, all that stuff. Okay, so we're headed deeper into the map. And now my ambition is to find armor. Now, alongside all those other things I said, we can also get armor at dynamic events. What dynamic events are is all across the map all the time. There are these little special occasions that take place. Dynamic events. They could be a helicopter crash where you'll hear a ba-doo, 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 boosh in the distance. And you could run towards it and you'll see smoke in the sky. It'll have a bunch of infected near it and it will have some of the best gear in the game. You could also have a medical event where there will be like an ambulance that spawns on the road with like a crash site where like an ambulance convoy crashed during the apocalypse. Oh, I see a town over here. We're going to head towards that. There could also be, a police convoy that happens. There could also be a military convoy that happens. There could be a lot of different things that sort of you can find, not sort of, that you can find along your journey while you're roaming through the land. So this is a nice town, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, this town looks really nice. But as I look in there, you know what I'm not seeing? I'm seeing a lot of civilian buildings. I'm not seeing a police station. I'm not seeing any military locations. I'm not seeing any medical locations. And I'm good on food and water. If we look in the bottom right, I'm completely good on water for a long time. I'm good on food too. So I'm actually going to go deeper into the map, the same direction I was heading. I'm going to keep heading that way. And look, I see a town right over there. That looks more promising. That looks like a little bit bigger town. And that may have armor, because that's what I'm looking for. My view distance is so high right now, it's ridiculous that I can see that. Let me really quickly take you over the options, guys, because some of us may have been watching this whole time and maybe your game doesn't perform very well. I have a video for this that goes over everything, but I'm just going to show you right now. These two right here, terrain visibility and object visibility, this is your view distance. So if you turn this down a lot, these other ones could be rather high and your game won't be broken. You know what I mean? I like keeping them right around high or medium just because my computer's decently strong. especially when I'm not streaming. And this one right here, hardware anti-aliasing. If you're ever struggling with the game or you have a low-end rig, maybe disable this entirely. It'll enhance your performance so much, like a ridiculous amount. Alongside this, I like ambient occlusion being a little bit lower. It makes the game so dark. But those are like the main performance-related sort of things that affect your gameplay. Boom, but I see a rather large city up here. I mean, I don't see any police station or any medical, but I'm willing to bet a city that big in the middle of the map this deep, I'm gonna find something related to like a big city. Now, right now, I have the opportunity to run beeline towards that city. That's not smart. What you should do is you should stay out of the tree line, a little bit deeper into the woods, and run along it and try and find the easiest, the least exposed time. What I mean by that is like, if I ran across that field right now, here, I'll get a little bit closer and I'll show you. The idea is you want to be absolutely in the open as little as possible. And you get to constantly judge whether or not you want to take the super long way around that may be a little bit safer, or you want to risk it a little bit. It's up to you. You're essentially picking and choosing where you want to gamble. But ultimately, we have to be aware. There could be players everywhere all the time. A big part of DayZ is the game relaxes you because you're out in nature and you're roaming and nothing's really happening. And then suddenly you get too relaxed and you walk through a field and you die. It is a reality of the game that we all face. So there we go. We got I got a police station right there in the middle. And I could just run across this, but that's a huge risk, right? There's so many places where people could be looking for me. So instead, I'm going to ride this tree line down, and I'm going to keep my eyes on that tree line, see if there's anyone kind of hanging out up there while I go down. And keep in mind, I'm not on the face of the tree line towards the city. I'm kind of in the woods the entire time, away from the city, lowering the opportunity for someone to spot me as I approach. And I don't want to be on this main road, but I actually think this may be the least exposed I can get. Maybe right down here. If I really want to, right down there is really good, right? Yeah, maybe I do that. I'm going to ride this tree line around, and then I'm going to come in from that side down there. And like I said, it's really up to you. If you want, you could just ride that defilade and gamble a little bit. If you want, you could literally run across the field and gamble a little bit. This is all up to you. Whether or not you get shot is kind of at the will of the universe. You never know where someone is in DayZ, and ultimately, the game can kind of become a bit much if you're constantly stressing. Oh, Quincy's barking right now. Quincy, it's okay, boy. We all love you. Everyone loves you and supports you. The game can become a little bit much if you're constantly vexed by a fear related to people taking away what you have. Ultimately, it's up to you. You play how you want. You purchase this game. You're playing it with your free time. Do with it as you will. But I'm just going to beeline straight through this to show you guys. Sometimes we can break them rules. And the main thing we're looking for as we go in here is the police station, which I see right in the center there. And I'm going to try and get armor. All I want is a police vest. No item other than a police vest matters. Keep in mind, I do have the suppressed pistol as well. So I can be a silent assassin. So I'm going to show you a little secret about these sheds. A lot of you already know this because I've spilled the juice on this 100 times. But these sheds are by far... Ooh, that's really good. the best mechanism for locking infected in, not only because you can lock them in one shed like this, but also because I could go in this building and lock the door, and that infected will come over here, and I can lock them in that way too. And that works especially if I have 100 infected, right? If I have a bunch of infected chasing me, I could get them all in that one room and just pop out and lock them in really fast. But that's kind of more advanced stuff. Let's not get carried away here. Pliers. Oh my god. If you guys ever find pliers, just grab them. They weigh nothing and they're so hard to find when you need them. Like literally the most painful thing in the world. All right, let's look for an infected. We see a police zombie right there, but no armor on them. Now, if I were to see a player, I kind of have a choice as to whether or not I want to talk to them. Obviously, I could just shoot them, and as you get more stuff and you invest more time in your character, you're going to be less likely to sort of trust a random person that you come across in the world. And especially as you're not very confident with getting gear and surviving, you're going to be less likely to just be like, oh, you're the homie, I'm just going to risk you betraying me for all my gear, right? But it's really one of those things that's up to you again. You can play it how you want. But I see armor on this guy right here. You see that little blue vest right there? I'm gonna come up to him. I'm gonna not hit him. I'm gonna not hit him in the armor at all. I'm gonna drag it onto myself. Now I have armor. Now we have made it past the obstacle of the early game. We are into the mid game. Now we are looking to advance ourselves to the end game by getting a plate carrier. I'm gonna loot through this because it could have more goodies for us here. Little vest. Oh, another police vest in here. Pristine. Pristine. Perfect. Okay. We're doing great. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I mean, if you guys have gotten this far into it, that means it's obviously helping you in some way. I really appreciate you guys just giving me a view, hanging out for a little bit. I hope you guys are doing well while I got you here. I care about you. I know some of you aren't trying to hear that, but I promise I do care about you. I'm happy you're here, and I'm happy you're in the world. Let's get it. Okay, we got a sniper rifle here. Boom. Nice. I'm gonna drag that onto my hotbar here. And now I got a little bit of range to go with this shotgun here. So we're actually gonna get out of here. We got all the stuff we need from this location. We're gonna start advancing a little bit deeper into the map here, with our main goal being getting our hands into high tier military loot now. So now that we are in the middle game, if you do the early game correct, you're gonna be like exactly how I am right now. All white stats where you have white food, white water, and you have armor. Oh, bear trap. Always be careful in these buildings. They spawn bear traps. People will put bear traps in the doorways all the time. Very evil, very ominous, very devilish, very rude. I'm actually going to leave this gun behind. I'm going to use that crossbow over there, because that seems like more fun to me. All right, there we go. So if I did break my leg there, I would have to make a splint, which if you do, you just take, for those of you that maybe are watching this guide and you just broke your leg and the other day and you're like, God, I wish he broke his leg so he showed me. If you ever do break your leg, you're just going to make a short stick just like how we did it earlier. And you're going to combine that short stick with 6 rags. I don't even think it takes 6, but you may as well use 6. You're going to combine that with 6 rags and then you're going to make a splint. So if I have the crossbow, I can just load it by looking at him. I can put that crossbow bolt right back in there, boy. All right, we're just going to keep going deeper into the map now. This is a moment when having a compass becomes super strong and beautiful. Okay, so we got this compass here, and generally speaking, no matter where we go on the map, northwest is going to be deeper into the map. We spawn somewhere on the east or the south. So generally, northwest is always the direction we're going to want to carry on. So if you do end up finding a compass, you can use this to help yourself navigate. The red line on this one is pointing north, so north is that way. So I just need to keep going that direction right there, northwest. You could also use the sun. So the sun is setting right now, and I think it's setting in the west over there. So we're going to keep going in between what we saw north and what we think that is west right there. We're going to go up here to the left. Deeper into the map. Ooh, zombies. A bunch of them back there. And as we get... Oh, sorry, there's a rock. I started drinking my water. As we get deeper into the map, we're going to find... players oftentimes become increasingly hostile. Reason being, these people that are deeper into the map have invested that much more time into their characters. Think about yourselves. If you have struggled to get really far into the map and you finally have gotten there, you're not going to be likely to risk that. So that's something to be considering when you do move further into the map. A lot of people are going to be on edge. But I'm just heading that direction. I'm completely ignoring this giant town right here. I'm heading northwest with a strong heading. I'm really hoping I don't have to come across someone because I don't want to just KOS someone. I'd love to talk with them, but who knows? There are so many things that go into making a friend, but I really just want to not run into anyone so I could show you guys how to kind of not get distracted with helping somebody else in game. That happened on the first guide this year that I did of this kind of video, and I was like, damn it, bro, I really just wanted to do that by myself. But now that I'm moving deeper into the map and I'm in this higher tier area, tier 2 right now, the problem that I'm going to come across... Ooh, that was a gas zone. The problem that I'm going to come across is where my shotgun would kill people back there, where I came from, where I'm headed, this shotgun is not going to be able to do enough damage to kill somebody. And in general, if someone has a plate carrier and I shoot them in the chest, maybe they'll go unconscious if I'm lucky, but they're going to tank that bullet. And everyone that we're going to come across ahead of us is probably going to have a plate carrier. So the main thing that we need to do to move ourselves to the end game is to get a gun that could fight against the plate carrier and to get ourselves a plate carrier. Once we get those two items, in my opinion, the way that I view it, I am now in the in-game state, which is where we start looking at base building, we start looking at building a car, maybe making some stashes for ourselves and bury them, maybe even a stick shelter out in the woods somewhere. Whatever it may be for you. I recommend if you are playing on official, base building is going to be really tough on official just because server hopping and duping is a problem. So if you're looking to build a base, maybe look more towards community. If you are playing on official and you want to have some semblance of like loot saved up, I'd highly recommend stashes, which are just buried little objects that you can find in the world. You could bury like a sea chest, a wooden storage box, which you can craft with nails. You can bury all kinds of stuff. But okay, I'm not sure which direction I'm going. I kind of got lost in the sauce talking to you guys. North is right there. I need to go in between that northwest. We're going the right way. I lied. Now, a lot of you guys are going to start playing this game and you're going to have a picture of Chernarus, this map that we're on here. And you're going to think about Northwest Airfield as being an impossible obstacle, like something that is going to be really difficult for you to get to, and there's going to be a lot of players blocking your way, and yeah, blah, 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 blah. You're going to think of Northwest as this ominous thing that's really far away from you. But I'm here to tell you it's not that far. It's not that difficult. You can do it if you just follow the sort of guidelines that I just gave you. Obviously, I know the map incredibly well, so I'm just like walking through areas that I know, and it's a little bit easier for me to navigate. But you can do it too, because we are at Northwest Airfield right now, guys. It's right, see that greenhouse right there? Right there. See where that little, see that greenhouse right there? It's right there, right behind those trees. And just from that little bit of food management that I did earlier and that little bit of water management that I did earlier, not only did I overcome that sickness, but also we got all the way to Northwest Airfield on that little bit of food and water. Just think about that. It's not as difficult as you may be making it up in your head. And obviously, I am way more versed at all these things, and I practice a lot. I'm not trying to say, like, it's not difficult for me, so it's not going to be difficult for you. It's probably going to be difficult in the beginning, but it's not going to be something that you can't do, is what I'm trying to say. You are 100% capable of getting that juicy loot as much as anyone else. Cheeseburger. You hear that? Dude, I'm on edge right now. I really just want to find a plate carrier and make a stash for you guys and show you how it's done. I don't want anyone to fuck it up. Come on, man. All right, but here we are at Cabinino, and something I like to think about is as I approach a military compound or I'm up here in the Northwest at all, I like to think of every single surrounding town also as a military complex, even though it's not. So Cabinino in no way, shape, or form has military loot, but I like to think of it as a military location in my mind. The reason I do that is it just allows me to sort of act in a way that is keeping me safe. A lot of the people that are going to be roaming through Cabinino are going to be roaming in and out of Northwest Airfield here. And I got to sort of have my head on a swivel and my mind acting with a little bit more worry and a little bit more attention to detail. I'm still just heading northwest, nothing else. Just heading northwest. And it looks like I have made it. So how you know you found a military complex can be a lot of different things. Especially on Chinars. These little blockades are kind of military blockades. But the thing that gives it away super heavy is those green towers right there and those kind of walls. That military concrete 8-foot wall right there. But those green towers are a dead giveaway as well. So if you ever see those, kind of buckle down. You know what I mean? Lock in a little bit. Get ready for the fire. Oh, I forgot to tell you. When you're walking around and you want to zoom in, hit middle mouse on PC. I don't know what it is on console. Someone write below if you know what it is. I gotta let my dog go pee. This is the worst time for Quincy to do that. Oh, bro. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Oh, bro, that's so bad. I'm gonna go over here. I love my puppy. Okay. Now, as we go into Northwest Airfield, what we're looking for is a very particular infected. He's going to have a green, some people call it a penis helmet. He has a green helmet on, and it is just a green, like, cap helmet. It just covers the very top of his head. And alongside that, he's normally going to have on a very light beige vest. If we find that, we're going to treat him just like we treated the police infected. We're not going to hit him with a blade, because if we hit a police infected with a vest, with a blade, it's going to damage the vest. It's going to damage any vest that they have on. So instead of that, we're going to either shoot him with the suppressed pistol in the head, or we're going to fight him with our hands. So boom, once we enter that fence there, we are in Northwest Airfield. We have made it. Looks like there's a checkpoint right there. Yep, we're in Northwest. So, once you've gotten to a military spot, if you are new to the military zone, something that you'll often find yourself doing is staying on the wall. And I think this comes from... Good boy, Quincy. God damn it. And I think this comes in a lot of ways from us wanting to not have to worry about one more side. But ultimately what that does is everyone who's running through this area is looking at the wall. It's just the only point of attraction that you're going to see that is constant in this entire zone. So something I like to do is I like to run a little bit detached from the wall, kind of parallel with it, or even outside of the wall, in the woods there. But I'm just trying to make some progress here, get deeper into the area. Good boy, Quincy. Good boy. And we're just moving down. We're keeping northwest. And it looks like we're going to see some loot down here. Big old airfield. Yep, there we go. We got a little building on the left here. Oh, and a building on the right as well. So I'm going to go to this building series on the right first. And I'm going to be looking for that plate carrier zombie. Because I want to get that plate carrier now. I do not want to wait. I do not want to get it later. I do not want to focus on green eggs and ham. I don't want anything in the world except for that plate carrier. And I want that plate carrier now. So we're just going to go through here. We're going to look in. We're going to try and not get any aggro. We're going to try and assess the situation. See if we could find the plate carrier before we go in. See if we could identify where a screamer zombie is maybe. See if there are dead infected in the area. Nope, we just got infected walking out of that, so we feel safe there. Go in right here. I'm going to shoot a zombie in the head with this crossbow right now. You bet your life on it. I don't see any infected. What's going on here? Okay, but in all of these buildings here, we can get some juicy loot. I am solely focused on the plate carrier. I know it could spawn somewhere here, but I'm going to go ahead and loot through these buildings while I look for that plate carrier. It could be anywhere. It could be in the woods here. 1911 there. I have a bunch of ammo for that, but no magazine. That don't help me. I did hear a zombie back here. So it's ominously quiet. There should be a lot of... Oh, plate carrier. Oh my goodness. What are the chances of that? What the hell? He spawned in there. Okay, so when we find this, you see his little helmet there. I'm not going to say what it is. We're just going to want to punch him in the head. We're not going to want to hit him with a blade or anything because we really want that plate carrier to keep all of the HP that it has. So we're going to drag this onto our chest here, and we're going to drop that stab vest. And now that I have this plate carrier, I can act completely different. This is 70% damage reduction and shock reduction. So now that I have that, I'm going to loot every military building that I find. It's going to be hard to find that plate carrier. Sometimes you're going to look through like 4 or 5 different locations. Don't lose hope. It's out there, and once you find it, it is massively worth it. Ooh, looks like a better backpack here. 36 slot compared to my 25. I'm going to go ahead and double click everything. And now let's try and find a better gun, because now that I got the plate carrier, I have the ability to shoot some bad guys with my shotty, but it's not going to quite pack the punch that I'm looking for here. So I'm going to actually go, I saw some military barracks right over here. I'm going to head this way really fast. Ooh, I hope that wasn't a screamer. It was not. Okay. Now, more here than ever, we do not want to kill infected in the open. We want our presence to remain as discreet as possible. So, try and kill him In the woods? Dude, this crossbow is giving me a panic attack. I keep looking over my shoulder and I see that and I go, oh! I don't know if you guys have seen that on my hand, but it's giving me anxiety. I'm gonna start shooting infected with it right now. If you do find a crossbow, something cool you could do is you could just cut down a tree and out of those wooden sticks you can make crossbow bolts and you could just have infinite bolts. Blast off forever, you know? Guns that I recommend for you as a new player when you very first start, the best gun that you are going to find for you is going to be an SKS. It is, without question, the best gun for new players when it comes to fighting other players. Ooh, Makarov. Let's go. I have a bunch of Makarov bullets. But I want something big. I want a big gun. UMP mag, not bad. I'll take that. I'm gonna take that actually. I'm gonna take this too. We're gonna use this to bury our stuff later. Ooh, but we need to cut down the things in order to bury our stuff. I think someone dropped that IJ. I think someone's right ahead of me, actually. Yes, I do. Look at that. That doesn't land there. 3 shotgun rounds for the shotgun, too. Let's go. Ooh, if I find a Vega, bet your butt I'm using it. Yeah, someone dropped that stuff right there. So someone could be on the airfield with us. So if you ever find stuff that just feels out of place to you, you got to kind of trust your gut. You can never know. You never know if it's been there for 3 hours or 20 minutes. But if you keep finding stuff that just feels out of place, it's likely that you're following somebody. Someone's been there not too long ago or even just now. Get rid of the crossbow. Giant backpack. Giant backpack, but it's bright red. Alright, I'm gonna take that pickaxe. Chicken scared me. Notice how even when I'm looting, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm looking out all the time. Constantly trying to survey, mainly tree lines, the front side of the tree lines, and looking for movement. When you find players or you spot players, generally speaking, it comes from when they're moving more than anything else. Someone was 100% here. There's burlap straps. That is a item that does not spawn. MP5's weak as hell. I need a strong gun. Another MP5. I hate it. Ooh, another plate carrier zombie right here. So if I didn't find one earlier, I could have found another one right here. If you had a buddy, you could find 2 here. You could find like maybe up to 4 here, honestly. Two more of those. Smirch. This one gives 0 armor. Okay, instead of fighting them, just gonna lock them in. Move on. Oh, we got a player up ahead. So, something I like to do when I know there's a player, I like to now remain as invisible as possible until I can assess more information. So we heard 2 shots there. Pew, pew. That could be... Oh, someone's shooting back at him now. Oh, I see him. Could see him moving right there. 2 of them. Maybe even more than 2. They're both running towards the ATC. So this big building on the left is super advantageous to be at. I have nothing really to reach out and shoot them with, so I'm gonna be super cautious here. I'm willing to bet beyond a reasonable doubt they're going up to the ATC right now. Yep, they're 100% at ATC. Infected running straight over to it. Yep, he's on the roof of ATC. I don't know if he's looking over here. Possible for sure. You never know. But I have nothing that could really fight him up there, so I'm not going to take that fight. Still up there. Maybe sees me. I don't know. May just be looking around for somebody. Yep, he's still up there. Yep. So, I don't have the means to fight this guy right now. And I could sit here and kind of plot on him, which is kind of what I'm thinking right now. But ultimately, if I'm at a disadvantage, it's not dumb of you, or you're not incentivized to go take a fight. You don't have to take a fight. Oh, that may not be him on top. He may be just moving through this. I don't know. Wonder if he's gonna go loud again. That's what I'm curious about right now. Could also be just looting through. Who knows? Sound like a shotgun, honestly, they shoot him. I don't know. I can't tell if that's him on the very top. I would really hate for this run to end like that. But boy, howdy, do I want to go to those military tents. I'm gonna go around this building. Wow, what a crazy sniper spot. What a great sniper spot for ATC. I never knew that. Like beyond great. What a fantastic spot. So when things like this happen, it's really up to you. Something I like to do though is I always like to, depending on the situation, obviously, I like to play it as advantageously as possible. So like, I don't want to take a fight with this guy unless I'm in a position where I'm at advantage, right? So let's say, especially for a lot of us who are probably beginning the game, it's gonna be really hard to get a grasp on PvP, you know. And until we really get into a couple different gunfights, we're not gonna feel super uber confident in taking every shooting situation right away. We're gonna wanna sometimes play it a little slow, play it a little smart. So I recommend always playing into your comforts. Make sure you feel good about the situation that you've gotten yourself into and that you can manage it. Oh, I really don't want him going to the front. Oh my god, he went all the way to the front. That's terrible. Oh, bro. What a terrible thing for him to do. I mean, hopefully that guy wasn't looking over here. I haven't seen him since he was on the very tip top. He's over there. See that zombie aggroed? See the zombie just ran? He's somewhere over there. Another zombie just popped up. What the hell? He's definitely over there though. Based on that zombie running. I mean, that maybe not, but maybe not. That zombie just spazzed really quick. I don't know. That zombie looks quite hype right now. So we have 2 infected over there. I'm kind of trying to use them as a gauge if we went that way. This one seems really amped, but I don't see any of the other infected acting that way. So sometimes infected can just be acting strange for no reason. I still think this guy's in the main building here though. Those tents right there are tier 4 military loot, so I kind of want to just run out there and loot them. I don't think that'd be smart though right now. He did go through there, so that could be aggroed from before still. Let's see. Let's try. AK-74. Do it. Fuck it. I think he dropped stuff in here. Maybe not. Alright, I got a mag for this VSS. And I got a VSS. This dude dropped all kinds of loot in here, bro. What is going on? Well, if he is still in there, he's gonna know I'm here now. Let's go. I don't know, but I got a gun. I got a plate carrier. I'm feeling confident. I'm gonna go ahead and pull back and round around that way. Oh my god, I got another mag for it. Even bigger mag. Ooh, baby. Oh, we're feeling good. I think he did go that way. 2 infected on the roof there. Let's hunt this feller. How about that? So we have 2 infected on the roof over there. It could have happened when he came in. But I'm thinking he ran back that direction and skipped out because these aren't looted, which tells me he's running through here. He's probably running up to the tents now. That's what my intuition is telling me. And I always tell people, trust their intuition. So yeah, now I consider myself at the in-game phase. I sort of have an option here. Do I want to build a base? Do I want to build a car? Something we talked about earlier. Or is it time to PvP for me? Everyone is going to have a sort of different temperament when they get to this part of the game. Some people are going to want just bloodlust and they're going to want to kill as many players as they can. Some people are going to want to build a stash. Some people are going to want to start building a base or trying to role play with other players, or maybe even torture players. Whatever you're into. Like, I'm not here to tell you this or that is the right way to play. There is no this or that is the right way to play. It's really up to you. So now I'm going to disconnect from this a little bit. I'm going to go outside to the right because I don't know if he's up there. I do think he ran that way, or he ran towards the plane. He's already way gone if that's the case. For a second there, I thought it was third person. I had a panic attack. I was like, he could be laying prone up there. But now that I got all this stuff, I'm going to go back over this way. I'm going to get our hippie little ass out of here. And we're going to go look for a saw for a little bit. And we're going to chase some better loot. We're going to go outside here, move up north. Let's see if we can find this guy as well. I honestly think this dude could still be like right here in front of me, just because how that zombie is still a little bit aggro makes me think he's like right here somewhere. Loot, big vest. The main thing that I don't want to do right now is I don't want to get aggroed on by a bunch of zombies where I'm drawing attention. Kind of like similar to how he was. He was in a position probably where he felt like he had to shoot. There's so many infected on him, and that gave away his position. Ultimately could have got him killed if I had a sniper rifle, right? So I want to navigate this as discreetly as possible as I kind of pursue his footstep. But honestly, he could have just went in there and logged for all we know. There's way too many infected for him to be right there. I think he may have logged, but we're going to push north As if he didn't. And we're gonna try and hit up that tent area up here. Did I pick up any VSS rounds throughout this? No, I didn't. I'm gonna get rid of some of this stuff here that I don't want. I'll keep that in case I find it. I think he was logging. There's no way he's going into there making all that noise. I feel like he's logging. It's okay. We're gonna head north. We're gonna start hearing some heli crashes here. Start chasing some convoys, and then we are gonna make a stash for ourselves. Now, when you make a stash, it's important to note that if you make it really far up northwest, that's gonna kind of be difficult for you to get to, right? Oh, we're finally not good on food. We're gonna have to worry about that in a little bit here. Generally speaking, as we get this deep in the map, though, we're gonna get some animal spawns. We're gonna be good on that. It takes 1 elk or 1 cow. If you shoot them in the head, any wildlife for that matter, if you shoot them in the head, you're gonna get way more yield out of them. But I'm sort of making a decision now to push for greater loot, and then we're gonna, after that, we're gonna look at some in-game ways that we could approach the game. Okay, insulation isn't a problem anymore. I'm gonna take those quieter shoes. And keep in mind, like, there could be a dude in every bush I'm walking past. There's no telling what sort of climate the server you're playing on is gonna provide to you. If ever you're like, dude, I'm having a bad experience, maybe just try a different server. Sometimes, in my experience at least, I found that, like, just a change of scenery can do so much. You change server and everyone you come across is friendly all of a sudden. Like, it can get wild with how much different the environments can be between just servers, you know. Exact same player base, completely different experience. Oh my god, I have so many 939 mags. This is wild. I've never had this many. So like I'm about to brrr. So if that guy did head up here, I mean, it's pretty likely he's going to be somewhere right here ahead of us. He's going to be going into those tents that I know are up here. But honestly, I mean, we're in a winning state right now. We got a gun that could fight versus plate carriers once I find more bullets for it. We got a plate carrier. We got extra mags for good guns. We got extra ammo. We got nails. We got pliers. Where honestly, these two are pretty much the 2 key ingredients to base building, and the hatchet. We're in a really great place. A lot of gear. Alright, so here we have found the tents, which is one of the more active and vulnerable areas in the entirety of the map, for sure, because it's just exposed and there's nowhere to really hide from the infected, but also provides some of the better loot on the entire map in my experience. So for years, this location has sort of been a hot spot for fights, for loot, for potential contact with other survivors. And I know that just based on experience. You guys aren't going to know that, but as you build up time in the game, you're going to be able to kind of address different locations differently. Like, I'm extra on my toes here, 5 times more than before. I don't see that other player. I don't see zombie aggro. He may have logged, but I don't have no way of knowing that. I'm just going to keep being cautious here, checking all the tree lines. I do want that loot though, so we're going to go in there. And we're going to see what we can find. I have 2 suppressed guns, so... I'd prefer not to shoot though, if I can help it, obviously. But they have changed zombie aggro to like so far away. I would not be surprised if I just got aggroed on from Neptune. Just had a zombie coming at me from Saturn. Oh my god. AKM mag is what? I didn't even know that could spawn here. It's my favorite gun, the AKM, baby. Let's go. Bullets from my gun right there. Bam, bam, bam. So as I'm moving through this military compound, you may notice that I am moving like extra hastily. Everything is 10 times more because I am in an area where I know people are gonna... Oh, I thought it was an AK drum. I know people are gonna be looking to kill. I know people are gonna be hunting. I know people are gonna be fixing to drop some heat on someone, you know? So I'm trying to move in a way that if someone was looking at the compound, they would struggle to find the shot. You know, that's pretty much my only ambition right now. Keep it to where they don't have a clear, easy shot on me. The majority of sniper shots happen when someone rests for 1 second. In DayZ, at least. AKM mag. I got extra ammo for my gun. I'm gonna loot over here a little bit as I leave. And then we're gonna skadoodle. I think that other guy logged, honestly. Disgusting. This gun is so good. Ooh. Ooh, my backpack's better. Someone just dropped that right there. So boom, we've made it into the late game. Now, I could sit here for the next 8 hours and stream this or record this gameplay for you and explain every mechanism at play and how they all can work for you. And we could literally sit here all night and try and get a base down and try and get a car working. But I think the main thing that I want to stick home with you is that at this point, the game is an oyster for you. You get to choose. No one else for the entire time you're playing gets to tell you what to do. But at this moment, this is kind of what makes or breaks for a lot of people their experience in the game. What I mean by that is if you are just wanting to kill people, you're going to need to position yourself. No, let me rephrase this. You have essentially 3 paths of action here. You can go on a killing spree and go to a bunch of military locations or locations where you know there's going to be a lot of traffic and murder a bunch of people, right? Or you could try and build a base. You can, which I have a bunch of guides on base building. If you're interested in doing that, you could look one of those up. It's a lot to process for all in one video right here. You can build a base. You can also try and get a car working. You could also just try and find other players and have interactions. Just because you have gear, it doesn't mean you can't talk to people now. Obviously, if I'm at Northwest Airfield and I just heard someone shoot 4 bullets, I'm going to be a little nervous about approaching them, right? But as we roam a little bit deeper into different parts of the map, past Northwest and maybe around it, we may find that our experience doesn't always have to be hostile. The main thing I like to do when I get to this point is I like to ask myself, what am I in the mood for? Maybe if you're newer to the game and you're not very versed in PvP, maybe you set out to make an enemy, try and kill somebody. Maybe if you are versed in PvP, or you just don't like playing that way, you tell yourself, let's go make a friend, and you roam the map to a completely different area. What you do next is up to you, like every other stage, but most of all, this part kind of defines whether or not you're going to keep enjoying the game. A lot of people get to this point and they feel like, well, now I don't know what to do. I have a gun, I have the armor, I have everything I could ever ask for. What's next for me, right? And ultimately, no one can answer that except for you. I'm going to go down to La Patino here, which is also a pretty hot town with a lot of helicopter crashes. I'm going to try and see if I could hear a heli crash in the next, before the sun goes down here, and see if I can find a saw in there, and we're going to make a little stash. Oh, I left my, oh no, I left my pickaxe way back there. That's okay. I will find another shovel. For those of you that aren't versed in PvP in any video game, or just not versed in mouse and keyboard, I recommend B++ on PC. It is a deathmatch server that will allow you to just die and retry over and over again with a new loadout every single time. So if that is something that you're kind of, you know, weighed down by and you feel stress over, there is a place where you could just practice PvP on repeat and not have to worry. But here we go. We're at La Patino. Just through the trees here. Sorry, we're not there yet. This is one of the first places I got a kill with an AK. Literally right here, up that way, where there's a little deer stand. Boom, I found a town. Now I'm gonna go loot this town. But keep in mind, now that I'm a little bit deeper in the map, I gotta be that much more careful. Oh. I thought I heard a heli crash. I was wrong. This is like heli crash central though. There are heli crashes, like different spawns all around me right now. Don't see any smoke though, so we got quite unlucky with that. Regardless, we're gonna go down into Lop, like I said, and see about making a stash. It's getting nighttime, so we don't have much time left before YouTube absolutely rips apart my video quality. Let's go. I don't even know how long this video has been, honestly. I feel like it's been like maybe 2 hours so far. About perfect to kind of educate you guys. Yeah, I hope all this information has helped you guys. If you guys also, if you ever see mushrooms in the world on the ground, or apples or fruit on a tree, you can eat all of them so long as they're not rotten. There are no poisonous mushrooms or fruits in the game. And those mushrooms and fruit just mean that players have recently been in the area. So if you are seeing mushrooms and fruit, be on the ready. There's probably players nearby somewhere. Whether or not they're friendly or hostile, it's gonna be up for you to figure out, right? But it's probably gonna be players nearby. All right, so we're looking for a shovel and a saw. Saw is gonna be a problem. I can already smell it. Saw is gonna be a pain in the ass. Lockpick, hell yeah. People ask me quite often, like, how do I know what gear is good and what's not? You don't. you're gonna have to play a bunch, and then you're gonna be like, I like this gear and I don't like that gear. I can't answer that. If you don't want a base build, nails aren't exactly the most important thing to you. But if you're really into base building, nails are going to be really important, right? So it comes back to what do you want in the game? Every item has a value to... Ooh, spark plug. If you ever find a spark plug or a glow plug, grab it. They're really rare. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh! Oh! And I'm the one giving the guide, guys. I can't aim for shit. It has been a long day. I just streamed. I literally just finished my stream 20 seconds ago. Jumped on this thing. My brain is pretty mush. Okay, cooking pot. Most valuable item in the game. Check it out. You could take a cooking pot. You could put anything in it. Okay, we'll put a magazine. We'll put a magazine. We'll put this ammo. I'll drop that one. I don't even want that. We'll put the pliers in there. And then we can just put it into our backpack and it takes up no space. So all of those items that we stored are essentially taking up the exact same amount of space in the cooking pot as they would outside of the cooking pot, right? Come on, baby. We need a saw. We need a saw, and we need a saw bad. Whetstone, that's really good. This little stone right here is super valuable as well. Ooh, we got a barrel. I guess I don't need a saw. I can bury this barrel. All right, let's find a shovel. New plan. I'm pretty sure I can bury a shovel. Can I bury a barrel? I think so. If not, I can bury my cooking pot. For those of you that are curious, when you log off, all of the stuff that you have on your character is taken with you. So you don't, all of your stuff isn't like at risk of being lost when you log off the server or a player coming by and shooting you. None of that is gonna really matter. Oh, there was something in the road up there. A lot of people building this beige house right here. That's why I'm kind of like, ooh, there's a well. Saw a well down there as well. Wish I kept that pickaxe. Now I feel like an idiot. There's someone left rags right there. Someone's definitely been here recently. Come on, give me a shovel. Come on. Make it a perfect video. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Why not? Come on. Help a brother out. Come on. I left the shovel because I was like, oh, I'll find another shovel, and then I found the pickaxe, but then I found... it hurts. I think that guy left that jacket right there, too. Oh, bro. Come on. I want to do it before it gets dark. Come on. Shovel, shovel. This is what DayZ becomes when you start. Oh. Oh my god, I can't believe it. That was a shovel dropped by someone too, because that's a military shovel. So a player actually dropped that. So now that I got said shovel, I'm gonna come on in here. Ooh, stop. Oh god. Oh god. Now, if I had a saw, I could bury a wooden box. And how you make a wooden box is you take... Oh, I'm starving to death. I'm not gonna worry about that though. I would just go get food. I'll go do some fishing right now, something like that. There's a shovel right there. Already got one though. But I would go to a tree. I would cut it down with an axe, and then I would saw the log that spawns from that. Sorry guys, my brain's shutting down right now. I would saw the log that spawns from that, get a plank, and then I would make wooden storage boxes with these nails. I know it's a lot, but that could be a way for me to store loot as well. I think it was in here, right? Yeah. So check it out. I'm going to take this. I'm going to close it. I'm going to pick it in my hands. Then move it right over here. And you can do this with so many different items. Think of things that carry loot inside of them. Okay. And then I'm going to open this bad boy up. I'm going to put everything I have inside of there. Or everything I want to inside of there, rather. Let's say I want to keep this. I want the shotgun in there so if I come back, I can get it. I want the nails in there so I can build later. Got to keep the epoxy putty. I want the AK mag in there. I want the pistol in there. DMR mag, best gun in the game right there. Spark plug. And I want all this stuff to be there next time I play. Oh, I can't. Oh, you can't. Oh, you can't. Not with the barrel. Oh, you can't anymore. Well, let's say I wanted to do it with just my cooking pot, right? We could take the most important items like the pliers, the AK mag, and we could put them right over here in the corner. And I could just bury them. The problem is it will appear as a mound. So something I like to do is put it under a tree. You're normally not going to be able to access it, but if you see bury as an option, I could bury this and then I could use this later as a stash. And I could do these anywhere. I could bury these all over the map in 50 different random locations and mark them for myself. But as you see, it becomes a little tiny mound underground right there. Don't know if you guys could see that. But yeah, that's going to be it for this guide. I think that's literally everything you could need to know. Like, I can't think of anything else. Plus, it just got dark on the server, which is a perfect time to let you guys know. I don't even care about this loot. We're going to start brand new over next time we play. But yeah, I hope this helped you guys. This was an all-out tutorial on how to have a good run from start to finish. When you get to this in-game phase, it's really what you want to do with it. And make that decision for yourself. Be good to each other out there. Or don't.